Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. The sequel that nobody wanted to the movie that nobody remembers.
I remember a little bit. You know, my memory's terrible, but I remember some
I wonder
parts.
why. Seriously, when I first saw the trailer for Never Go Back, I was so excited. I couldn't believe they were already done filming Mission Impossible 6. Didn't Mission Impossible 5 just come out last year? Wait, is Simon Pegg not returning? Oh, this is a Jack Reacher movie.
No! God, please, no!
Tom Cruise is one of the last of a dying breed that is Hollywood action stars. Starting his career with more dramatic roles, Cruise has become the face of the action movie genre, which is desperately clinging to life in the age of superhero mayhem. Cruise recently stated he would never do a superhero film, and he's probably the only actor in the world who has that opinion. The most disappointing thing about Jack Reacher Never Go Back is Tom Cruise's performance, which is very lackluster and uninspiring. It's very unlike Tom Cruise to phone in a performance. He usually brings great passion and commitment to every role he plays, regardless of the quality of the film. And Never Go Back isn't necessarily a bad film. It's the equivalent of eating food without taste buds. It's not good or bad, but it fills you up. The biggest difference between the Jack Reacher franchise and the Mission Impossible franchise is the supporting cast. The last two MI movies have seen Tom Cruise outperformed by his castmates, whether it be Simon Pegg, Paula Patton, Jeremy Renner, or the amazing performance by Rebecca Ferguson in the most recent Mission Impossible movie. Ethan Hunt is such an easy character to root for, while Jack Reacher is a character who is kind of boring. The original Jack Reacher is a terrible movie and doesn't give any of its actors an opportunity to have a breakout performance. Never Go Back is an improvement over its predecessor, but it's also lacking opportunity for its actors. Kobe Smulders delivers the strongest performance as Major Susan Turner, an associate of Reacher's who is imprisoned after being accused of espionage. Smulders actually looks like she's down for the chase, but has little support from the film's leading actor, who is finally starting to look his age in a role that is so incredibly bland. Other than the two characters played by Cruise and Smulders, none of the other players in Never Go Back leave a lasting impression when the credits finally roll. A lot of the problems I had with Never Go Back are very similar to the problems I had with The Accountant. Unnecessary subplots and a lead character who is much more interesting than the film actually leads on. It also features one of the most unnecessary subplots in the history of cinema. The premise of the movie is that former military major Jack Reacher is trying to exculpate his friend Susan Turner after she is wrongly accused of espionage. She is set up by a shadow military organization that is using their military contract to sell drugs in the Middle East?
Your husband was a drug dealer.
I don't know. After returning to Washington, D.C. to help save his friend, Reacher learns that he might have an estranged daughter.
Bobby, you are not...
who is in danger because the bad guys see him stalking her in a dark alleyway. So they're going to try and use her to get to him. This is probably the most superfluous storyline I have ever seen in a movie. You could have completely taken it out and you would have the exact same movie. And it's almost like deja vu because I was saying the same thing about The Accountant last week. The actress who plays Tom Cruise's daughter is very good, but the chemistry between Jack Reacher and his supposed daughter is completely absent. If anybody really thought that these two characters were father and daughter, then they're kidding themselves. This was the equivalent of a new couple going to Disney World with their kid and then realizing, why did we do this? We can't do anything. We have a child. The child doesn't want to be in Disney World. They want to hang out at home and play with the keys and throw up and eat food and cry. We can't even do anything. We can't go on any of the rides. This kid is just... There's two separate scenes where they have to actually go get food for the kid. All she does is whine and complain, and it was almost like a romantic road trip comedy. Some of the scenes are just so cringeworthy. Why was this included in an action movie? We don't want sentimental, I think I might be a father. Where was I the last 15 years? I let her down. No, I want to see Tom Cruise elbow people through the fucking window of a car. I don't think it's as bad as critics are saying. I would give it a 5 out of 10. It's a perfectly average movie for an actor that may be past his prime.